Live streaming is on.
Greetings and welcome to Stunt Hangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter, and I'll be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for you watching Stunt Hangar videos. If you are watching this as a replay, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening, starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note of this so you can watch or be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than the live stream portion. You must be a registered Stunt Hangar Forum member to find the link to attend the after party. Here at Stunt Hangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunt Hangar Video Hangouts, you can find the link. If you're already a member of Stunt Hangar Forum, you can find the link if you scroll down to the section called At the Bench. If you're not a member, please register at stunthangar.com/S as in sunset, M as in Mary, and F as in foxtrot. You must place a space between your real first and last name when you register. You must also use a valid email address or Sparky. The proprietor of Stunt Hangar will not approve you. If you are inclined to not come in and just enjoy watching us on YouTube, fantastic, wonderful. Please enter your questions or comments in the chat box. I will do my best to make your comments a part of the show. Understand, sometimes I can't get a word in myself, but be patient. I will ask our illustrious panel your question or comment. Now, if you find Stunt Hangar Video Hangouts or the many building videos that Sparky does on this platform informative and enjoyable, please give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe, share the videos. That helps the channel grow. Please also consider joining our YouTube channel memberships, which start at $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. And your support helps offset some of the expenses of running Stunt Hangar. And with your memberships, you get special badges on the YouTube chat box. And I can see they have special icons for those who are members. And with that membership, you get unlimited replay of member-only videos. And once a month, Sparky has a question and answer period for members only. You can also use Super Chat which is located in the bottom of the chat box. And I believe you have to be watching the show live to be able to participate in making donations to the Super Chat. I could be mistaken, but that's what I suspect. Now, please keep the conversations family room friendly. In other words, please don't use words you wouldn't say around your children or your grandchildren. And without any further ado, I'm going to post the links. I'm looking at another monitor to go to Stunt Hangar Forum, and I'm posting the link. Bam, there it is. It's posted now. And let me check the live stream, see who's there. So far, we have one viewer, and thank you very much. And please hit the like button. Again, that's very important and crucial because we're a small community, and I really suspect that if we have a 100% participation of likes or some sort of comment, that'll help the channel grow. So please consider doing that. Now we have 2 viewers, and no one's in the chat box yet. And let me see what's going on with the our space here. And let's see here. Well, anyways, while I wait for others to join me, and hopefully we have some new guests, that would be awesome. And I appreciate the people that are regulars. I appreciate their attendance as well. And I'm going to go ahead and post another comment on the Stunt Hangar in the open forum so that they know that this is going on. So just bear with me while I do this. Let me go to the Stunt Hangar. And I didn't go flying today. Beautiful weather, though. I just had too much going on. Hoping to be going Friday, and I might end up going by myself. I think my regular flying buddy, he has other plans, so I'll probably drag out the stooge, and it's a way that I can fly by myself. So it's, I mean, I prefer company, but if I really need to get something worked out, the stooge is wonderful. I get the same release or same launch every single time, and I can fly back to back. So it's really good when I'm trying to accomplish something. I can just focus on that and don't have to wait for the rotation. So that'll be a change. Let's see. So right now we have 4 viewers and 2 likes. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Keep the likes coming. So those are the other 3 of you are, no, actually it's only, well, now there's only 3 of us. So the other person who hasn't given us a like, even if you know me, please give me a like. So let's see what happens tonight. All right, I'm back on the main screen. I'm just making sure everything is set up. I guess I'll wait till I get some company before I type into the Stunt Hangar. So by the way, I received a header from Dubjet, and boy, it is a beautiful piece of aluminum. I was looking for a header pipe for my K77. If you're not familiar with that motor, it's a motor that was commissioned by Kaz Manato. He's a world famous control line stunt pilot. I don't know if he does any other aspects of control line, but I know him from flying stunt. I have never met the gentleman, but we've done some business over the years. I've purchased some things from him, particularly the carbon fiber tuned pipes, which are beautiful. I think if you've watched any previous shows, you might have come across when I actually brought one in and put it on camera. They're absolutely gorgeous. Has a really nice carbon fiber finish to it, and it also makes carbon fiber tanks, that which Sparky is a really big fan of because they're extremely light. And here is Gary Sinclair. All right. Uh-oh, Gary, this is not happening again, is it? Last time I clicked allow, it wouldn't do anything, and it's doing that again. Gary, I don't understand why I've clicked you like 6 or 7 times, Gary. I don't understand. Huh. Gary, do me a favor. Go ahead and I'll reject you, and then come on back, and we'll try it again. I don't understand. We had this issue Friday. It's strange. Everybody else, I would hit allow, and they could come right in. So, anyways, like I said, I received this this header pipe. I received it today, as a matter of fact, and it is beautiful. There's something about a beautifully machined piece of aluminum. I mean, when it's machined in a really high quality way, it's brilliant. You know, it's shiny. It's almost like it's not quite chrome, but it's really pure. And this is I haven't had any new headers before, so this is my first new header. I have about 3 or 4 used and old headers, but so I was really impressed with the finish of Dubjet. If you're listening, hats off to you. That thing is beautiful, and it's long too, which is nice because, like I said, all my headers I've accumulated were used, and I purchased them used, and the length might have been shortened, and so I didn't realize what I was missing. But here comes John Miller. Let's see if John can come in. All right, so
Is on.
hey, John.
How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Is it just you and me?
Yeah, well, Gary tried to come in, but just like last Friday, I clicked on allow for Gary. No kidding, like 8, 9, 10 times, and it
More than that.
yeah, and he couldn't get in. And here comes Howard Rush.
Howie.
So he's just getting in here. Hey, Howard.
Hi.
Thank you for coming in, John, and thank you for coming in, Howard.
There's a really bright rainbow outside. I'll see if I can catch it.
Oh, that'll be neat.
Heck with catching a rainbow. Find that pot of gold.
You know that pot of gold. I mean, in Ireland, you might be able to find one pot of gold, but maybe the whole continent of Ireland, right? You might find one pot of gold, but most of that gold is in Africa. So that's probably where you need to go. Hey, Gary, you got in.
Yes, second time.
Well, I was beginning to wonder if there's something wrong with the space we're in. So Howard's going outside to show us a beautiful rainbow. Oh yeah, that looks great.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
outstanding.
That is nice.
That's a double rainbow.
Double one, yeah. There's circle one right there. That's my fun.
Oh, that is nice. Thank you very much, Howard.
There's 2 pots of gold at that one.
Yeah.
That's right. So I'm gonna go back. Yeah.
Don't fall, Howard. Don't fall. Take your time.
All right.
It's raining outside. I don't want you to slip. Fantastic. Hey, Howard, while you have the camera, why don't you show us your shop? Since you're in the mobile, before you
Okay.
before you plant your camera.
Actually, I'll have to go to a different. No, I got this Wi-Fi out at work. Okay. Okay, you've seen this room,
Yeah.
and here's a workbench for heavier things.
Wow. This is the Jive Combat man cave.
Yeah.
Huh?
Building headquarters.
Some file drawers from Boeing surplus. They had these computer aperture cards in them, and they make
Oh, that's excellent.
groovy files for storing things. There's Dave Gardner's old plotter. Dave Gardner had an engineering business and sold me his plotter.
Oh, heck.
Which I've never used. I should be able to plot plans with it. And here's the laser.
Wow, you have a laser cutter too?
And oh yeah, I got a laser cutter.
Wow.
This
Now
is
you also
what,
have a 3D printer
Walter
too,
and I were
right?
talking about. Yeah, it's not here. It's in the house. And here's what happens when you practice your FAI landing. You know, whipping it around for one lap at 5
Wow.
feet, and you kind of lose track of where the fence is.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
And there's the good dog there.
Very nice.
And then here's the door to circle one. This the previous owner had these horse stalls put in. This is a horse stall. Fortunately, he never had any horses. Oh, there's the rainbow again. And there's the flying circle right there.
Wow, man. Howard, man, what a dream you have. What a dream life.
It's really bright. Yeah, that's cool. Here's some garage sale benches and What, what else? What else of note is there? Oh, a bunch of vacuum bag stuff, also from the Boeing surplus store. So I can do vacuum bagging.
Wow.
Shoot, you're all ready to
Not,
take over
not too much.
new business.
Oh, I'll show you
Bob's
the-
out of it.
I'll show you the electronics bay. This is the electronics shop. I was there last.
Man, that is nice.
Yeah,
Wow.
and this out here is actually a helipad. The previous owner of this place had a helicopter.
Wow.
And I had to decommission it as a helipad before the insurance guy would insure the house.
So what you have to do? Paint a big red X on it?
No. Haven't had any helicopter traffic though, so I guess it's okay.
Well, that's good.
Well, Howard, I feel so bad for you. I'm sorry to hear and see you're slumming in this hobby. And man, I'm just so sorry. I wish you was doing better.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if you keep pressing, life might get better. Just, just work hard, and it'll happen. Sorry you're slumming so much.
Well, I'm hoping that the vortex generator business comes through and make a lot of money that way.
Have you thought about making them for full-size aircraft?
No, there are various charlatans around town doing that though.
Ah,
So, how much do you charge for the vortex generator? I know you're slumming so bad. I feel I need to
Nothing.
help you out.
No, I used to charge money for it. Well, I used to have to pay for them. Then I got my own 3D printer, and it was more bother keeping track of the taxes and stuff than it was worth. So I just give them away. You want some?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do.
What color?
Oh, they come in different colors? Oh, I've only seen black ones. I didn't know they come in different colors. Do you have like a mustard yellow?
No. Yeah.
How about gray?
Maybe, yeah.
Well, whatever's easier. I mean, my plane is going to be gray and mustard yellow and some white, but very little white. Mostly gray and some yellow and some gray and black to kind of help accent it.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be mustard yellow. I think even if it was yellow, it'll be all right.
All right. I just get them dirty, I guess.
Yeah, gotta make it mustard and get dirty. Yeah.
Yeah, transparent yellow, kind of dirty. It'd be mustardy.
So I'll email you and remind you.
All right. Give me your mailing address.
I'll do that. Thank you, Howard.
You're welcome.
Howard, your shop is amazing. You've seen Warren Walker's shop, right?
No.
He has a nice shop. His shop is the whole length of the basement of his house. And there's not too many basements in California, but he has a basement, and the whole length of the basement, so it runs the whole length of his house. And his house is a pretty nice size house. And so there's a bathroom in there, and then he has I think his business was metal fabrication of some sort, so he has a lot of tools there. And he has his own paint booth, in the basement, and then the patio has these big benches, and he has I think he has a gathering every Thursday night. It's kind of like
Oh
a
yeah. I have a paint booth. I'll show you the paint booth is the same as the operations booth, but here's a rig I made. This is the same as golly, I forget his name. The guy's been winning all the advanced contests on the West Coast. The Circulus.
Dennis Nunes.
Dennis Nunes, yeah. He published on Stunt Hangar about a year ago a plumbing setup for spray painting with the dryer and the filter and the pipe to catch the drops and stuff. And I made one that was copied from his, and it makes nice dry air for painting, and use the same thing for the laser, same air for the laser.
Very nice. Yes, you have a very nice shop.
Well, thank you.
Yes, absolutely. I have much more smaller and modest means.
Yeah, this we looked all over for a place to move when we retired. We had just this regular house near Seattle, and there's this real estate boom in Seattle the time we left. So we sold that house and bought this ridiculous house for the same money.
Nice.
But this place is kind of run down. It's got some really bad wiring and other stuff, but it's got a cool shop.
Yeah, you have a very cool shop. I mean, you probably spend most of your time there.
I try to, yeah.
Yeah, that's nothing wrong with that at all. Let me say hi to the guys who just popped in here. Hey Eddie, thanks for coming in, and hi Tryon. You guys just kind of caught the tail end of. I asked Howard to show us his shop because he showed us a double rainbow outside, and then when he came back inside, I go, "Let me see your shop," and he has a really nice shop. I don't know what you caught of that, but if you want later on, you can watch the replay of the video to see it. Pretty nice shop.
I have some of those cabinets too. Those.
I wanted to know how much a month it cost you to move into your shop there, Howard.
How much what?
How much a month you charge me to move into your shop?
Oh, well, I charge you to move in. There's no bathroom. Is that okay?
Well, bucket on the floor works.
Got an old primer can, don't you?
Yeah. I got my own cot, you know.
Okay.
Very nice.
Really nice shop, Howard.
Yeah, very, very nice. It's one of the nicest shops I remember seeing.
Hey, you know, guys know I told you Friday morning ordered that 38 special.
Yeah.
I got it today.
Ah.
I love doing business with Brodak, man. They're fast. They get it to you quick.
Well, have you started building it yet?
No, I just looked in it right now. I just took a peek.
My question is it that special?
Yeah, 38 worth. I'd rather have a 45, but 38 worth.
38 special. Special.
I've flown on it. Fly pretty good.
You know, I'm gonna go check how warm my garage is. I might go there and just do some work.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Yeah, it's I looked at it's all laser cut, so it should go together pretty easy.
That it should.
Oh, and I picked up a couple of more gems too.
All right.
I got 5 top flight 10.6 props.
Nice. Is that the
A
PowerPoint top light or the regular top light?
yeah, the PowerPoints.
Uh-huh.
A McCoy 19 with a
Nice.
tongue muffler. A old control line McCoy 19
Nice.
and another
Ooh.
LA40. It's a RC, but I'm gonna get a Venturi for it and a muffler for $50.
Wow. That's a steal. That's a bargain.
Oh, and 2 glow plugs.
Very nice.
So I'll find something to put them on.
What engine do you have planned for the 38 Special?
Well, I was going to put an LA40 on it, but you suggesting a 46 would be better, so I'll probably put one of them on it.
Yeah, I think
I've
so.
got a-
Lighter.
It's either that or I've got a Super Tiger 46 I might put on it if it's.
That's way too big. It was built for a 35, you know.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Now I've seen them with
The,
LA and FP 40s on them, and they were on the verge of being overpowered.
yeah, well, it says for 35 to 46 on the
Hey, Phil.
box.
Hey guys.
Yeah, well, the nice thing about the LA 40 or the LA 46 is it's a nice, well-mannered stunt engine.
Yeah, well, it's
So,
just
yeah.
a 40 sleeve. It's just a 40 bored out, isn't it?
Well,
Yeah,
basically, yeah.
Basically, yeah.
it's lighter than the 40, makes more power and drinks less fuel.
Yeah. That's
So
I'll probably. I got a couple of them laying around. I might put it on there.
That would be a good choice.
Anyway, Phil, I didn't know if you heard. I got my 38 special in today.
You'll love it. You will love it.
I love biplanes anyway. I don't care what they are.
I got a set of plans over the weekend to a biplane. I forgot the name of it, but Watt Moore had them, and they let me have them. And it's a really neat looking little bike.
How big is the
Built up
wingspan on that
fuselage.
bike?
Big front end. They're not really good for competition, but they sure are a lot of fun. And
Yeah, that's why I've got a bunch of them too. I've got a Fokker biplane. Okay.
Listen, I got my butt handed to me at the Northwest Regionals by a fellow flying a 38 Special.
well, I was going to say a 38 Special is the exception to the rule. That is an amazing airplane. I flew Tom Dixon's original orange 38 Special. He brought it to Winston-Salem with a 40 FSR on it. Just as all the fury it had about the 40 FSR was such a terrible engine and it couldn't start it and everything else. Boom, and it's running. And it just flew like a dream. I flew my airplane in the contest and then flew his airplane at break. And I asked him if I could fly his airplane for my second round.
Wow.
He didn't let me. It was that good airplane. It was a great airplane. Tom ended up winning. I got second. He handed me my honey with a 38 Special. So, I mean, you know, it's just the way it goes. It's a great airplane.
Yeah, my friend Joe Thompson, when he flew his 38 Special, I was amazed because I flew another friend's 38 Special, and when the engine quit, it just fell like a rock. But my friend's Joe Thompson, his glided for over a lap, and I was amazed at how well it glided.
I tell you what,
That's
you
I guess it all to do with the
alignment.
balance. Isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
it's
Yeah.
functional
Just the
alignment.
weight. Just the weight.
Yep.
I bet you if you'll check Joe's the one that would glide. I bet you if you look at the formers in the front, you're going to find out that 1/16 plywood is met equally with some 1/16 sheeting. And what he's done is cut the back of the fuselage out, put some braces in there, and sheeted it on both sides. Lighten up the back end. They're tail heavy. But if you lighten that thing up, Tom's was lightened up, but Tom had some really great wood too. But he'd even lightened it up, and you get one that's not tail heavy, and you got a great flying airplane. Just get it square, get everything square, and in spite of what everybody tells you, pay particular attention to get that nose, the tail, and the lower wing straight. Get them right. If you can get that much right, all you got to do with the upper wing is put 4 pins, 6 pins in the leading edge and the trailing edge, the upper and lower wing, and then just measure. Make sure all 6 points, you put it near each tip and in the center. I mean, it's had to be off center a little bit because of the fuselage is in the center, but get as close as you can. Make sure that the measurements are all the same all the way around. You're there. As long as that lower wing's right, the top one's got to be. It's square to the lower one.
Right.
Right.
Very good. Let me catch up on the chat box, and let me welcome Mark Lumen and Peter. Thanks for coming in, you guys. And on
Mark,
the chat box, we have Montana Farmer. It's been a while since you've been in, Montana Farmer. He says, "Hey, guys." And then Mike Wonky said, "I gave you a like, so there," with a emoji with a tongue sticking out. And then Tom Ramel says, "This is regarding you, Howard." He says, "I love the electronics bay. When will you get the helicopter?"
When what?
When will you get the helicopter?
Oh, no helicopter for me, thank you.
So, Mark, how's the recovery coming along with your knee surgery, right?
Yeah, very, very well now. Rough week or so, but I'm on the mend. I got all the staples out today. Physical therapy like every other day, so I'm up and walking, and can't quite spin circles yet, but yeah, I'm up and moving around, and gonna get back to the build table, I think. Yeah.
Very good.
Don't overdo it, man.
For you.
Yeah, it's really, really good. I mean, I'm an impatient man, but at least the doctor said everything's looking well. I'm kind of ahead of the game, and it's good. I'm glad it's over.
Word of caution, though. I had a friend who had a knee replacement. And he did not tell the dentist. He went to the dentist to have a root canal that he had an implant. Let them know, and they have to put you on antibiotics like 2 weeks before, because he had sepsis set in on his, and they had to take it all back out. He missed work for 8 months.
Yeah, definitely.
So just let them know if you have to go to the dentist. If you have to have anything, let them know, because they got to put you on antibiotics beforehand.
Okay. You bet. Wow,
from now on.
Sure, that's a good tip. Yeah, that's
no joke, and that sepsis will kill you.
Well, yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
Let me say hi to my friend Carl. He just came in. Hey, Carl, thanks for coming in.
Oh, you're welcome, guys. It's always a pleasure to listen to you guys.
Go ahead, Mark.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. We're just talking there, and I'm happy to be back and moving around and stuff. It's been it's been a rough year for me, but I think I'm on the mend finally. Yeah,
It's about time.
No kidding. The COVID monster, and then this, and but they got in and got all good. I got happy to do that. Yeah. And if any of you guys are close enough to drive to Aiken, if you guys want to come over this coming weekend, Phil and maybe Treyon, I'd love to have you guys out and fly some, and you guys can fly some. I can watch and learn.
So where is your flying circle?
What's in Aiken, South Carolina?
Okay.
It's basically flying circle, I guess, is a way to. It's I got 2 polo fields, And plenty of room to fly. None of them are dedicated as a flying circle yet, but let's see if I can come up with a photo here somehow, just to
I
kind
don't
of
know if
show
you
you.
saw earlier when Howard was showing us his shop. He also has a flying circle right outside his door.
That's great.
Howard,
So
Howard
yeah, Howard
It's
Rush.
a helo pad.
He's just
Oh, yeah.
he's just slumming it there up there where he lives.
Oh yeah.
He had to declassify or decertify his helo pad for his insurance agent would insure the house.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They get real serious. They get real serious about that stuff if they think you're gonna bring a swing wing in. So
Yeah, that's a neat name, Swing Wing.
yeah, that's one of the old
What was
timey.
the name of the city again? Aiken, you said?
Yeah, Aiken. It's just the Atlanta side of Columbia on 20.
It's Aiken, Georgia, right?
Well, Aiken, South Carolina. It's right near Augusta. Augusta is right on the line, and Aiken is the next city across the line, basically.
That's doable.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm kind of looking for some activity anyway. They're not letting me drive yet. Yeah.
Let's keep an eye on the weather, and if you don't mind, just shoot me an email with a message here with the address. Okay.
Okay, I will. I was going to try to share a picture of the farm here just to kind of give you a.
Me too. While you at it.
Yeah, absolutely, Phil.
I was just in Columbia this past weekend, but I can go back.
Yeah, Mike had told me that I was gonna maybe try to get up there, but I just couldn't make it happen.
There was a lot of wind. It was a lot of wind. I got up one flight, and I saw the whole top of the airplane and the whole bottom of the airplane the same flight.
That's enough.
It was scary.
That's pretty windy.
Scary. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see how.
Did you happen to have an anemometer to tell me how fast the wind was blowing?
I had one and never thought to take it out. It made me sick afterwards. I didn't think about it until it already left. But I bet it was blowing between 20 and 25.
Whoa.
15 is comfortable. I wasn't blowing like that all the time. It'd be 10, 15, and all of a sudden you get a gust that can come through to just about blow you down. And it was spooky, but it was fun. We had a great time. There was about 4 kids out there that were just having a blast. The only plane that I flew was one I had never flown before, my Skyray. And I had the handle set wrong. I took off, and I was just trying to keep it out of the dirt, really. But I said, well, I'm going to just fly an old-time pattern with it, even with it out of adjustment. I think I do that. And I pulled all the way up I could get into it and went up about 45 degrees instead of 90. I said, well, we'll just go around in circles with this one. But it wasn't really fun, but I did get a flight up, so I got to sign the board anyway. Wow, that's nice.
Is that your flying site that in Aiken?
Yeah, it's the farm here, so there's obviously plenty of places to fly.
Man, these cats, when they say the farm, I think of wheat fields and all. Look at this place. Wow. Wow, that's nice.
Give me the overview of this, Mark. I'm not sure what I'm looking at. I see like an oval circle. I see like a rectangle.
This is 2 polo fields back to back. This is an exercise track. I don't know if you can see where my pointer is, but
yeah, I do. I see your cursor. Yeah.
This is an exercise track for the horses. This is another little practice arena, which you could get almost 2 circles in here.
Right.
Wow.
Of course, the barns, pasture here, and of course, there are houses and guest houses here and stuff like that. But just like I say, just plenty of room, and that's all grass. Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Man.
Wow, that's pretty nice. Now, what's that upside down J shape? What is that?
Well, actually, I had used that for a friend of mine who's going to come by tomorrow, and he's coming in like a big camper / motorhome, and I was showing this to him so he knew how to get in and turn around, so he didn't drive in somewhere and get stuck.
Okay.
Now I'm just trying to figure out how to unshare here. Okay.
Now beyond that exercise track, the oval one, that's just is that vegetation that's growing up on the top of the picture?
The long green is it's a kind of like a golf course groomed grass. That's what the where the polo fields are.
That's where we need to fly. That's where we need to fly. Wow.
Yeah.
The electrics. The electrics would be nice up there.
Very nice, Mark.
Well, you know, it's like I say, it's I'll shoot you guys an address, and like I say, we can, if nothing else, you guys can fly and show me some stuff. I'll cook you some steak.
Sounds good to me.
Or whatever, you know.
Well, you know, I'm
Sounds
out
fun to me.
here in California, so
you can't make it.
No.
Oh, darn.
I mean, unless Carl wants to come with me, we can take turns driving, so we can save time driving.
Yeah.
You ready to go to South Carolina, Carl?
Sure. As long as it's not snowing.
No.
Well, you could, yeah.
My daughter lives in Columbia, which is just north of there. She says that's one thing you don't have to worry about here. The only time you get anything that looks like snow is when the dogwoods or the pear trees start blowing the white off.
Yeah.
Right now they're all in full bloom white, and the white is starting to blow off. She said it looks like it's snowing out my front window, but it's just that darn, I forgot the name of it, but it's a pear tree, some kind of pear tree.
Yeah.
The blossoms.
Pear.
Bradford pear. Bradford pear. That's it. I can't remember.
Well, those are what you can't eat. They're just ornamental.
They're junk trees, man. The wind will blow them, split them in half. The way they grow, they're junk. Anyway,
yeah,
I don't like
look
them.
good, but I don't like them either. But they
That's
do look good if they're trimmed up.
Yeah.
But it's a hybrid. It's two trees put together, and they make a mess. But they're pretty. Let's see if I can't talk Mom into driving back down there this weekend. She's looking at me kind of funny.
Maybe you can tell her about some good antique stores. You know, that might be the debate.
She's probably saying like, haven't you have enough?
Yeah, that's about what she's telling me. We went down this past weekend to go to Watt Moore's birthday party, and a bunch of us get together and fly. I hope Mike comes in because him and his son apparently had a blast. I hope they did.
Yeah, I spoke to Mike earlier. He said he's going to share about it, and you can too. When you guys are both going out, that'd be a great.
We had a great time. It was a lot of fun, but the most fun was watching the kids flying the airplanes because it was just a hoot. I mean, we saw a lot of stuff get tore up. Don't get me wrong, but we had a lot of fun too. But Watt was smiling from ear to ear, and that was the big thing. He turned 88, and he was smiling from ear to ear. We had a really good time, and then I came home with a puppy. Somebody had put a dog out on the side of not a puppy. He's an older dog, but a little Chihuahua. I mean, a little Chihuahua. But anyway, somebody put this dog out on the side of the road, and Watt's son had brought it home. They said they couldn't keep it. They were going to have to take it to the shelter if somebody didn't take it home. So I took soft heart that I am, soft head that I am. I took it home.
How'd that go over with your wife?
I called her and cleared it with her before I brought it home. I'm crazy.
Smart man.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not stupid. But anyway,
I like to ask for forgiveness later.
That's it. But I brought it home, and I'd been calling it Chester because it's Chester, South Carolina, where it was found on the side of the road. But my wife and my daughter are talking, and my wife comes up with Cricket, and the dog turns around and looks at us, and it's the first time we've had any reaction out of it at all. So then my daughter said it, and the dog walked over to her side of the counter and looked at her. And then I said it, and he come up to me, and I said, "Okay, I give up." Cricket.
That's his name. Yeah,
that's his name. Mm-hmm. He's a smart little squirt too. He don't like getting his paws dirty. That's the cutest thing. He don't like getting his paws dirty. He don't like walking in grass. He likes concrete. Oh, I said, well, you got to go pee somewhere. He just let it. Eddie just walked over to the side of the road and let it roll right there into the grass. But he's still standing on the concrete. I've never seen a dog like this one. But he is a smart little squirt.
So you have a new member of the household then.
Yes, we do. Yes,
Yeah.
we do.
I made.
I didn't know whether Mama was going to warm up to it or not, but she got on Amazon and his dog bed comes tomorrow.
There you go. That's it.
She's hooked.
That's right.
He's
It's like
the
a
dog's
woman
already got us
nesting.
all. The dog's already got us all trained. He's got a bed up in our room already. It's just a bunch of old T-shirts I was going to throw away, but they smell like me apparently. And he laid down in them, and then he comes down here and he walked in the mud room, and somehow coerced my wife and my daughter to put clothes in the floor instead of in the baskets. It's in the floor, and he curls up in there, and he's asleep right now, or was 10 minutes ago. I mean, he's only 2.5 pounds.
He's found a home.
Yeah, I'm afraid he's found a home. He's a mess.
Just don't grab a whole load of laundry and throw it in the washer.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Well, I'm telling you what, if you do something he don't like, he can let you know that too. But we never heard him bark until this morning. We went to had to go take Vicky to the hospital to have a blood test, and I put him in the bathroom, put all his stuff in the bathroom, and went to close the door. And he don't like being in the bathroom by himself. He don't like that. And he started barking. He does have a bark, but somebody comes to the door, he don't bark. He stand there and look. You know something's going on, but he's a great little dog so far.
Great.
We'll see.
Little separation anxiety.
Yeah, well, I don't doubt that. He's a little nervous, and he seems to be. He's warmed up to me, and he's warming up to my wife. He's not quite there yet, but he's getting there. We went for a walk this evening, and he get walking next to her. So I said, "Well, here, take the leash." He just walked right beside her. Just ever since we got back, he's fine. So he's a mess.
You know, that may end up being the best dog you ever owned. You just never know.
It could be, but it's got big shoes to fill. I had a red terrier that was my daughter's. That if I was home, he was right there.
I understand.
And he lived to be 17, died of a stroke. And I'm telling you what, I've had pure breeds and I've had mutts, and this thing was a mutt. But his daddy was a poodle, and his mama was a feist, and that was the darndest dog I've ever had. He was so smart. He was something else. He had the neighborhood trained. We got a neighbor down here that would make him boiled chicken. We had another neighbor that gave him what was it? Anyway, he was getting treats everywhere. He was. You'd think he would have been as big as a barrel, but he was a skinny little rat terrier looking thing. He just all muscle.
I'll be dang.
Cool little dog. But anyway, did anybody do any flying and do any good? No,
not since Friday. I didn't fly today. The weather was beautiful enough to go flying, but I've just been busy. And but I hope to get some flying in Friday. But
I hope to too.
That's it for me.
Well, I hope to get to go one day this week because I want to get back to flying electric. These fuel planes, I had forgotten what a mess they are.
Yeah, I know somebody who conveniently walks away whenever someone tries to start a glow engine. He just disappears, just to make sure they don't ask him to launch his plane. He just conveniently disappears.
You don't want to get anything on him?
No, and it's so funny how he used to fly glow, and people do that. I see people change when they go to electric. They find the glow engines now so greasy and disgusting they don't want anything to do with them.
Yeah, I still fly both, but I tell you what, I'm getting more and more to where I like the electrics a lot more. Only because they're so quiet. You can fly and somebody can tell you that, they can critique your flight as you make it. And in the 2 laps, you hear what you screwed up in the last maneuver. Yeah. And Tom don't holler that loud.
My Stalker 81 is pretty quiet. I mean, it's pretty quiet. It's quiet. Isn't that right, Carl? You've heard my Stalker 81, the Strega, the red one?
Y'all gonna keep talking about those big stalkers. I'm gonna have to try one, see how they fly, because it's I've got a plane coming that's gonna be a beast. It's basically a Strega. but it looks like a Turbo Raven. But Stalker 81 would be just really cool in that plane.
Yeah, it's a really deep sound, and it's to me it's one of the best sounding glow engines out there. I mean, I don't like even the tuned pipes don't sound that nice to me compared to the Stalker 81. Stalker 81 is a beautiful sounding motor. Now that's just me. I asked Carl, but he dipped out. He just turned.
Well, I was trying to turn my mic on and I cancel myself out, but yeah, your Stalker is quiet. There we go.
There we go. Yeah, it's a pleasant sound. Very pleasant.
Well, like I said, we can do all this. Whatever engines I end up with, I just want it when it starts. If I can get it to start,
Yeah.
to stay started, yeah. And so far, the electrics went out over that.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to try an electric. I have an electric plane coming. It's SV11, and
You're gonna love it.
I that's what people are telling me, and I probably will. But I do like how a glow engine sounds, and
oh yeah.
So we'll see. I'm going to give it a try. I mean, you know, I can't. It's kind of like giving someone a haircut over the phone. They can tell you all the good things about the electric, but I have to find out for myself.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I don't know. I just like the sound of the motor because I rode dirt bikes back in the late '60s, early '70s, well mid '70s, and now they all got thumpers or four strokes, and it just sounds too weird to me when I go out the desert and hear there's four strokes. I'm looking for the two strokes. But where's the two strokes at, man? Those were the real bikes back in those days. But.
Yeah. Well, I'm with you. I love the way the IC sound. You've heard me say before, I think the electric planes, they sound like toys. I have to be reminded that the ICs are toys too, but I don't consider them toys. But I'll see. I'll find out. Hey, Phil, your mic is muted. Phil. Phil, we don't hear you. At least I don't hear you. Do you guys hear Phil?
No.
Can't hear you, Phil.
Can't hear you, Phil. Maybe he's going to come back.
Says he's off.
One thing I liked about
what I find nice about the quietness of the electric is kind of soothing. You know, it's not as scary as a screaming motor coming towards the ground. It's it's a psychological kind of thing. You hear the motor like going towards the ground, you're like
yeah, but that can work as a plus because it keeps you on your toes. You find something quiet, you're liable to fall asleep out there.
No, it's calming, and you are more composed, more
well, I know that. But
from the center of the circle, electrics make more noise than you might think.
Yeah,
they do. Yeah.
But doesn't it cost twice as much money for an electric setup than it does for a IC setup?
It's not true. It's for the price of a PA, you can get a whole set of batteries, a couple of motors, and a charger, and everything you need.
For how much? Well,
you buy.
I mean,
you buy a good PA engine.
I mean, it all depends. I mean, those people aren't going to run out and spend, drop a couple $100 on PA engine. And it all depends.
I mean, can you get an electric setup for $200 and be ready to go?
Not the first time. Not the first time, because you got to buy. You got to buy a charger.
I see.
It's like you want to buy the best you can get, basically, you can afford. But once you bought that, you don't need to buy another one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's true.
And then after that, it's the motors aren't bad at all. I think you pay more for like a Fiat or whatever it is, or those things. You need one of those. You need a timer, and you need your on-off switch and a motor. That's all you need, and a battery, of course. And if you get into it, you're going to have 6 or 7 batteries around in a matter of a couple of years or less. and you only need to take 3 with you to go fly a full day.
Yeah.
Because you can charge them off your car battery.
Yeah.
So
Four
you
would be
don't.
ideal, but 4 would be ideal. But if you think about it, it's like if you say fly a 60 size ship and a 40 size ship, you have those batteries for most 60 size on a 6S 2800 milliamps. They all run on that. Most 40 size planes, I think a 4S 2200 will get the job done. So,
But is,
so after that, every plane you make after that, you can cater towards those batteries, and you never have to buy even batteries again.
Oh,
And
that's
you
good.
look,
And the motor's
look,
like about $50 or so.
look
Yeah.
at the price of fuel where it's going. You know.
Yeah.
is
That's
it
true.
Okay.
is it going to cost you more than, let's say, an OS FP 25 on a twister? Yeah, it's going to cost you more, but it all boils down to what you want to end up doing.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a given. But
I like IC motors too, and I'm keeping my IC motors for classic, classic
Me.
stunt things like that. I think they should have an IC motor on them. That's what they. I like the sound of them too, but I'm here to tell you, having flown them both now, I think electric is what is exactly what they were trying to get by going to the pipe.
yeah.
For the RPM, stable RPM, correct?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
repeatable. It's always the same.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
finally
Same
cleared out my
everything.
bench.
What?
I finally cleared up the bench to start the work on a project that I kind of dropped a while ago. Is the Vector.
So did you find anything you're missing?
No, just cleared it up.
That's just a joke. It's just a joke.
It must not have been that dirty because I find things I've been looking for when I clear my desk.
Oh yeah.
So this is what I have here.
That NVA went.
You know,
It's all-
it's,
I'm working on fuselage now. I have the wings, the stabilizers done, and stuff like that. All I have to do is just work on the fuselage, and I've been planning so far to how to attack it. And right now I'm looking at this piece of hardwood, and I'm thinking about just putting it for a landing gear mounts, and that's what I'm playing with. Would that be a good idea? I think it's a good idea, especially if I drill a bunch of holes to them. Should be relatively light and strong for a landing gear.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, I'm thinking I have a nice footprint here on the sideways. So as this nice footprint for the glue, and if I drill a
Yeah.
bunch of holes in this direction, it should be pretty light, except for the mounting holes.
Yeah.
So that's what
Should
I've
work.
done here.
So, Ryan, you're talking about a strap-on landing gear where it straps onto the hardwood, that kind of landing gear? Is that
Yeah,
familiar?
it's the stock landing gear that came with the kit, which is an aluminum landing gear. It has like 4 holes in it, and it goes
Yeah.
underneath the fuselage, and you just bolt them straight up.
Okay. All right, now I'm with you. Okay.
Yeah. That'll work nice.
So
Hey,
I'm thinking
Mike,
about just
thanks for
taking this
coming in.
hardwood here, just put like this sideways, drill some holes for the screws to attach the landing gear to it like that, and just
Yeah,
call
that'll
it a
work
day.
nice.
And this is the first former. It's going to be behind the motor, and here in the corner I'm going to put some L-shape rails, the one I like to make.
Mm-hmm.
So I have one shape here, one here, and the battery was going to sit. The battery is going to sit just like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I can slide it in and out, put it just about anywhere. So
Yeah, that'll be neat.
So this is going to be just right behind the motor. I'm not sure what motor I'm going to use. I may put this axe in it.
Ooh, that'd be a lot of power for that thing.
So is that a top mount battery or a side mount battery or bottom mount battery?
That's Igor's battery that he pulls.
It's from the top.
With.
Okay, top. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just going to put it from the top. And
how many cells are you going to run?
4.
How many cells? 4.
4.
Okay.
I mean 4.
Making sure we're awake, right?
So another thing I've made is this.
Oh,
Oh,
look
that's
at that.
nice.
This is going to be my motor mount. So the motor mount is going to stay like this in the front. The motor is going to come from the behind, and they just screw it in position.
Yeah.
And you got all your cooling there for your annular cooling too, huh?
Yeah, that's nice.
Nice.
And also, I'm going to have air coming from the top and from the bottom because it's going to be completely open.
Nice.
If you think the fuselage, you have the former, the 2 layers of balsa wood on the outside, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of go like this towards the nose.
Yeah.
And this is going to be right in front of them, like this, kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the motor is going to bolt to it. So technically, there's not, everything else is open because I have the shells that go like this on top, and I have the shells that go like this on the bottom, right? So actually, there's no obstruction of airflow anywhere through here. I mean, the air is going to go kind of everywhere. But I don't really expect this guy to get hot on a 11-6 prop. Which
Shoot,
is,
no.
I mean, it's probably not even going to break a sweat. It's most like for balance more than anything else. But I might end up, using the other, the same engine I'm using on the Prowler. And by the way, I built a new rack here so I can put my planes there.
Oh, very nice.
Hey,
Yeah.
Good.
did you finish the other aircraft you were working on a couple weeks ago? I've been away for about a couple weeks anyway.
That's it on the bottom.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm still waiting for an ESC for it. But other than that, the plane is done. And
It looks good too.
it should be a good flying plane. It's pretty light. So that's that.
Trent,
Mm.
what was that system where you had the rod going into the flap? It was off a sailplane, had that bend in it so that the rotation. What was that
RDS.
called?
It's called RDS.
RDS.
Romeo
It
Delta
got me
Sam.
thinking. It got me thinking, and I think I'm coming up with a bell crank system that has a kind of it's softer around neutral and more aggressive as it rotates further,
Mm-hmm.
and should be relatively light. I'm working on it. I've been working on it in my head, and I'm getting ready to put it down on paper. So I might be picking your brains or getting your opinions of that as I get moving along on this.
And if you can find some brains over there, I mean, I'll be happy to share.
Yeah. Got me back, didn't you?
You can pick them. Yeah.
You have to watch Trayan, guys. He kind of picks and chooses his time to zing you.
Yeah.
He'll get you.
So right now I'm just I'm working on this. Is going to be the firewall in front of the wing. So,
oh yeah. Leave it to
so
me.
basically here I'm going to have a notch for this wood.
Yeah.
And actually right here it's a copy of the other one for the rails which are going to go in this corner.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to sit like this, just right in front of the wing. Boom, in front of the wing. And I'm going to cut this out just to have air flowing through it. I mean, I'm going to have plenty of air going on the top through these guys and also through the bottom because this is a vector, but the fuselage, I'm going to use this for the bottom of the fuselage. Where is it? Yep. This is going to be the bottom of my fuselage. So it's going to be a little bit. You see that?
Yeah, very nice.
So it's going to be a little bit deeper on the bottom and more airflow.
Yeah, good idea.
So I'm just in a planning state right now. I'm just doing this part. The idea I have is just I'm gonna have the battery mounted from the top. Just drop it in on the rails, and I'm gonna have a stop in front of it, and I'm just gonna have a piece of Velcro just coming around and just tie it down.
That's basically what mine has.
And it's not gonna have no silly boxes and overly complicated stuff. It's just two formers, the L-shaped rails right in between them, front to back. I can put my battery down and slide it back and forth and balance whatever I need to balance.
How are you going to get into your ESC and all through the top?
The ESC can stay on the bottom quite easily.
How are you going to get to it, though, is what I'm saying.
The motor can stay here, and the motor can stay here, and the ESC will fit right on the bottom, right underneath it. And the battery can be right
nice.
here.
Ought to be nice.
Guys, I'm out of here.
I want to drop I'm sorry?
Oh, man. Take care of yourself, Eddie.
Yeah.
All right, Eddie. Thanks for coming, Eddie. Take it easy.
I'd fall asleep now, so I'll see y'all Friday.
Oh,
Good Friday, Eddie.
Sorry, Eddie.
Right.
Good night.
And hi, Steve. Thanks for coming in, Steve. Steve Hines is in the house.
All right.
So the idea is like this. I'm going to have the motor like this. The ESC is going to come on the bottom.
All right.
And it's going to sit on top of this. It's going to sit here somewhere. In the front. And the battery is going to be just above it. It's going to be to about here.
Yeah. That'll be cool, Trey.
So,
and you'd have an access hatch on top, or
yes.
how would you access?
Everything will go through the top. That's neat.
Yeah, so this battery is just going to drop in and just put a Velcro around it. And now I'm going to have, as you can see, I have plenty of space sideways.
Yeah.
To put my to route some wires if I want to or whatever in there. And the ESC is going to kind of flow because the motor is going to be like this over here. So the wire is going to go already over there in the same position. And after that, I don't have an ESC here, but it's kind of going to flow, right? Because the ESC leaders are going to be right behind it, and then the power to the battery is going to go to the back, right?
Now, if the ESC just floats in there, that doesn't add no weight to the airplane, then, does it?
What?
I said if the ESC just floats in the front end, it doesn't add any weight to the airplane. Oh, boy.
Oh, Jesus.
Steve is here.
Steve's here. Yes. Steve has arrived.
All right, so that's kind of the master plan.
Very good. Very good, Tryon. So, anyways. So, Mike, whenever you're ready, Mike, you can take over and just kind of talk. You and Phil actually can double team us about the Matt Moore, was it?
Watt.
Moore.
Well, go ahead, Phil. You're the one that walked out of there with 100 kits and 10 airplanes.
I walked out I got the score on the little free flight jobs. I did good on that, but other than that, I picked up that Tiyasaki from Mike and had 4 people try to buy it from me before I ever got it in my truck.
Really?
Well, yeah.
Who was trying to buy it from you?
It's going to get. I don't know any of those people's names. That's what got me, with people I didn't know.
Oh.
I didn't. I know a lot of the guys, but I don't know the guys from Virginia. Don't know some of those people. Don't know their names. But the one guy teased me about it that had, y'all set me up on that one. And he teased me about it again. I can't think of his name.
Yeah, well, John Rakes.
Brett Buck. Well, John Rakes was teasing about it.
John Rakes, I brought it in Friday, and John was there Friday, and he said, "Who's that for?" And I said, "Phil Bailey's buying this. I've sold it to him already. I brought it here so he can pick it up." He said, "Do me a favor and tell him I paid you $50 more for it, and it's already sold." When
John likes to get me.
And I did. I told, but I tell you what, Phil didn't skip a beat, man. He walked in to watch shop Saturday morning. He said, he's got the money for the Tiyasaki out. I said, "Oh, John Rakes just bought that for $50 more." And Phil didn't get mad. He didn't cut. He just said, "Oh, well, okay." I was like,
well,
"No,
fair's fair, you know." But what the heck? But it's I've already got 4 people now. Two of them are from around here. We got a guy here that wants one, and he called me to see, "Did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it?" My gosh, he called me 4 times about it. I said, "Yes, I've got it. I'm gonna fix it. I'll bring it home. We'll fix it up. You'll have you a Tiyasaki."
Well, there you go.
So he'll be a happy clam. But he wanted me to get it and bring it home. "Did you get it? Did you get it home? Did you get it home?" "I'm not home yet. I won't be home till Sunday night." So anyway, he called today. He called today and asked about it again. I said, "Yes, I got it. We'll clean it up. We'll put some MBK on it, get the oil out of it, and we'll paint it. We'll recover it. It'll look great. So don't worry about it."
I'm glad it's going to a good home, because it probably would have just sat hanging here for God knows how long till I got around to it. So
yeah, I tell you what, he'll enjoy it. He needs a good plane, because what he's flying is an overweight pig, and that's the nicest thing I can say about that plane.
Does that have that Tiyasaki? Has that got a foam leading edge?
It does.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It does, and the smart money is on covering it. A lot of Clayton did not. Clayton could use that oil cover to where it's got the very front of the leading edge has a little piece of wood down through it, and Clayton could stick oil cover to that leading edge, and he never melted the foam. The first time I tried it, I had a big hole in the foam, so I didn't do it on a Tiyasaki. Thank goodness. When I got around to my Tiyasaki, I covered it with brown paper and Elmer's, and glued it up and got the paper all saturated, and put it on the plane and put it down with cellophane and tape, and not cellophane, but the stuff that my wife uses to cover stuff up in the kitchen, whatever that. I think it is called saran wrap. And I had to have help from the boss in there, because I can't remember anything anymore. But anyway, we covered it in saran wrap, and it formed great, and it's nice and hard. And mine's was the last one that was built, but it's still 10 years old, and it still looks great. So anyway, but we all had a ball. The kids got out. Unfortunately, we did not get the high point of the weekend. We were really looking forward to Mike and his son having a combat match and watching Mike get hurt, but it didn't happen. Mike flew an early flight, and the plane came in on him and tore up, so we didn't get to see that. But his son was all ready to pounce on him, but it just didn't happen. Everybody was so disappointed.
Say we had about 20, 25 people there. Alan Buck and his wife were there. John Rakes and his girlfriend were there. Me and Sam, Dale Barry, Derek Barry, Liam Barry, of course, Watt and his people. James Duckworth from Metrolina, and he brought Kyle down, which was good. Kyle, his grandson. So Kyle, Liam, and Sam, they all know each other from Huntersville and from Brodax, of course. They're all thick as thieves.
They were having a ball.
Kermit Smith,
he's from here.
Kermit,
it's not Smith. I'll think of him now. Kermit is a local flyer. He flew with Metrolina about 20 years ago. Okay. And then he moved to Ohio and went to work, and he retired and he's moved back to Winston area, and he flies with us now.
He flies, yeah. Max Flo and Howard Shenton were there.
Yeah, I didn't know them. I just met them. They're nice people. And
they're Huntersville guys. Howard runs combat at Huntersville.
Yeah, he always runs combat. I never did get to meet him or talk to him too much, so I talked to him a good bit Saturday. He's a nice fellow. He told me a lot about combat kitting and combat cat, and what not to do when building a combat cat.
Yeah.
And I told him what I was going to do to it, and he says, "Oh God!" And you think you think that the plane that you flew down there before was fast? He said, "Brother, you're asking for it." I said, "Okay, I'll slow it down a little bit." So now instead of being on a bladder, it's going to be on a suction tank to slow it down.
Oh, don't be a wimp. Fly down a bladder, man. Don't be a wimp.
I'm gonna put it together. I'm gonna put it together. Come here, Cricket. I'm gonna put it together.
So the weather was pretty horrible, man. It was not very warm, and it was gusting 14 all day. I mean, we had a little break in the afternoon. We had a little break in the afternoon when it was like 10, gusting 10 only. But I mean, Sam tore up a couple airplanes. He crashed his brand new bi-slob on his maiden flight.
Yeah.
I fixed it already today. It's not a big deal. But we tore up the combat planes before we ever had a chance to fly a match.
Yeah, that was a shame.
It was. You know, I should have brought better stuff. I brought some old garbage down there, and I should have brought better stuff.
Hey, it woulda, shoulda, coulda. I mean, don't worry about it. We all had a ball. It was a lot of fun watching. This is the little man eater I brought home, and he is as sweet as he can be.
Yeah, I know that dog.
He's as sweet as he can be.
What kind of is that? A Chihuahua or?
It's a Chihuahua.
Yeah,
he's about 2.5 pounds dripping wet, but he's just as sweet as he can be and smart as a whip. He's smarter than I am, I think. He's already got me trained. There you go, Precious. He
only weighs 2.5 pounds.
He don't weigh nothing. You pick him up, you don't know that you got him in your hand. I've caught fish that weigh 3 times what he weighs on 2-pound test line. He don't weigh nothing.
I'd say the highlight of the day, though, was watching Sam and Liam and Kyle all fly, all the boys, all the young. They didn't care. They was out there. Nobody that brought stunt planes flew till like 2 o'clock. But the boys were out there flying from 9 till 2.
All day.
Just wrecking everything they had. Liam got out there and flew his little Flight Streak Junior. He did pretty good with that. Then he got out the Vampire with the OS 25 on it, which actually Watt Moore actually built that plane, gave it to Sam. Sam flew it for a couple years. We gave it to Liam last year at Canton. Liam decides he's going to try a wing over in 14-mile-an-hour winds, and it ends up being a loop, and he just didn't get enough and broke the nose off it. And then Liam had the rugged stunt trainer that Sam gave him last year at Canton with an Evo 36 that Dale put on it. And Liam was flying the hell out of that thing. And Sam was out there
Evo would go
doing the best he could. And then Kyle had Rusty's. What was that airplane, Phil?
I can't. I asked several people. I never did come up with an answer. That thing with the wings rubber banded on?
No. Rusty's airplane. Kyle, Duck's grandson was flying it. Was it a Twister? What was that thing? It was a big profile.
No, it's a Tudor.
A Tudor 2. It was a kit built Tudor 2. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
But it had belonged to Rusty, and Duck's grandson got that and flew that for the first time. He put up a few flights, and then Sam went out there, and Kyle flew quite a bit at Huntersville 2 and 3 years ago. He could fly the beginner pattern and fly inverted stuff, but I don't think Kyle's I think 13 or 14. He hadn't flown in 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
Sam went out there to coach. Sam went out to coach him and help him.
All right.
I mean, but he didn't crash the plane. But Kyle was doing figure eights and flying inverted before he knew it. You know, not real pretty. He was doing everything. He'd do a loop on the downwind side of the circle, do half a lap, and then go do an outside with the wind blowing the airplane in, and it's all slack. And
he had us all nervous.
He almost crashed that plane 50 times, man, in the 3 or 4 flights he had, because he'd do a maneuver on one side and he'd go half a lap and do it on the other. And we were like, ah. But it was fun to watch some boys out there teaching each other what to do, and
Yeah.
But
People who
he
had
did
nice
prong it in
airplanes-
eventually. He pronged it in, but he didn't break the airplane. He just bent the gear on it.
Bent the gear back. Yeah, that's it. The guys that had nice airplanes that know how to fly flew one flight so they could sign the board and
So,
put the
yeah.
planes back in the car
Right.
because it was spooky.
They
And
flew
everybody
once.
wanted me to fly my biplane. I said, not a chance. Not
Yeah.
this. No.
Derek flew the combat plane. Derek got a flight in on the combat plane before it got crashed. I totally destroyed one because it went rich on me, and I was on the upwind side, inverted, and it came in, and whatever. Liam flew a for real combat plane for the first time ever in his life. Speed limit combat plane. Sam was out there helping him. First flight, he was too low, and he skipped the ground and broke the prop. He made like 2 laps and hit the ground just flat, though. Didn't break the plane. But on the next one, he kept it high, and he did, I don't know, 8 or 10 laps with it. It was one of the planes that Dick built, Steve, one of the ones that Dick had built for Samantha. And he flew about 10 laps with it, and I was like, loop it. And he looped it, and he come around just about right, but just not enough at the end, and pronged it in. But it was a 75-mile-an-hour airplane, and here's little Liam, man, never had anything like that in his hands, and just out there having a big time with it, man. He had a great time with it. So that was fun. And then there was a kid there who's probably 10 or 12. I don't know who he was or who he was with.
I never did know who he was either. I think he's Ducks.
No, I don't think he came with
not
Ducks.
Ducks.
I think he was some friends of Watt's family or somebody.
That's probably right.
I think he was a local kid that friends with some of Watt's family. Anyway, he come out and he's asking. His dad asked me, is there an airplane he can fly? Can we?
He's here. He's from here. They've just moved here. They live in Winston-Salem somewhere. And the father had flown planes when he was a kid, but he has not flown since. He's wanting to get back in it. We told him he needs to come out to Larry Drone, and I told him he needs to come out to Hobby Park on Saturday. And somebody decided, well, he needs to fly this weekend. So Mike got him flying. I think you were the one who put him on a plane, weren't you? And
well, it took 3 airplanes to get him there. I didn't have anything for him to fly, so we started grabbing stuff out of Watt's shop. Like we started getting airplanes out of Watt. Watt had, he's got 50 airplanes in there, but we had to de-Watt them because they've been hanging for 10 years, 15 years, whatever.
Yeah.
Take an airplane out, get it freed up, try to get it running, didn't work. Tried to get another one, didn't work. Well, we found this other little thing called the first flight. And I think it's something that Watt designed. First flight or basic flight. It was published in Model Aviation or Model Airplane News. And it had like a OS 10 on it or something like that. A little high wing. It wasn't, but, a 15 or 20 sized airplane, but it had a 10 on it. High wing airplane with a rubber band on the wing. And it was seized up. Me and Derek go out there. We put fuel in it. We start turning it over. Take the plug out, and we're like, all right, well, and then we got it to fire on a prime, and we're like, okay, well, the tank is probably boogered up. There's no way this thing's going to run. So we flush the tank out one time, fill it up with fuel. It's running. Like, okay, kid, you're going to fly today. You're going to fly. We get some lines out. We get a handle out. This kid had never flown a control line plane in his life. And he might have been 12, 13. I don't know how old he was. Give him the lowdown.
He said he was 11.
He was 11. Get him out there on a handle. Tell him what to do. And he's just as stiff as a board. Just stiff as a board.
Mike looked like
and got his hand like up here, out here. First thing I said to him. First thing I said to him, and it's the first thing I ask any kid who's ever flown or never flown, have you ever shot a gun? Or have you ever shot a bow and arrow? Where do you put your hand? I'm like, so eyes, hand, airplane. Line everything up. Keep your hand right out here. He said, yep. I got a bow and arrow. I got a BB gun. I know how to shoot. Hand out here. Well, first flight, he's got his hand like this. stiff as a board. So we got that worked out on the second flight. He's out here, taking my hand off the handle. He's, just over control and whatever. Third flight, he finally is getting it. He got it actually pretty quick. Took my hand off, stayed in the circle with him, and he flew the whole tank out, landed the plane. Fourth flight, get him in the air. As soon as he's got the airplane, I'm like, all right, you're good. And I'm like, I'm leaving. Don't crash. And he's like, what? You're leaving the circle? I'm like, yeah, I'm leaving. I said, you got it.
What, guys,
just do what you did on the flight before.
Secret.
And he did.
That right there is a brave man. He walked out of that circle. Had his back to this kid. The kid comes by him. I mean, if the kid had come down, he could have got Mike in the head.
No. Phil, that's bull crap, man.
That guy.
I walked to the edge of the circle. I watched the plane 10 feet in front of me pass, and then I walked out. There was no way. I've done that 1,000 times with 1,000 kids. If I ever leave a kid in the circle, I walk till the plane can't hit me. I watch it pass and then walk out. I'm smarter than that.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. He's a brave man.
I was in no danger whatsoever. But the moral of the story is the kid never flew a plane in his life. And on his fourth flight, I left him in the circle alone. He didn't crash the airplane, and he landed it. And then he went to Watt and said, hey, Watt, I just soloed on this airplane. This is the first time I've ever flown control line in my life. And Watt gave him the airplane, and he took it home with him.
That's very cool.
Everybody went home with airplanes from Watts.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Everybody. There was, I mean, he's got so many and so much stuff. We got there Friday afternoon, and he's, well, Sam, it's good to see you. Why don't you take about 5 of these airplanes home with you? I'm going, we don't have the room. We just don't have the room in the truck, and we don't have the room at home. We don't need them, and we knew there was going to be other people there. Sam still ended up with 2 planes, and I'll show you those, what we reluctantly took home. This one, I grabbed the Sterling P-38.
Ooh, nice. Well, I like that.
I remember seeing that fly. That's a good flyer.
Yep, that's the Sterling. I got one up there 90% built. It's ready to assemble cover. But I think Watt said he had a pair of Fox 15s on this. I got a pair of Norville 074s that I bought for mine because there'll be more than enough power. So I'm going to redo the motor mounts and put my Norville 074s on that. So we got that one. And then Tryon, you said you just built a Prowler, right? Watt gave this one to Sam when I wasn't looking. Because like I said, we don't need any more airplanes, and we really didn't have the room to stick it in the truck. But there's a Prowler, and I think it's got an OS 35 on it, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that looks great, Mike. It looks like a good plane, man. And Sam should just burn some parents with that thing.
I think it's about 50 ounces, man.
He does not. Watt doesn't build light, but he builds nice.
Actually, before we get off here tonight, I'm going to grab the scale and I'm going to weigh it because, oh my God, it's heavy. It's heavy.
Is that a 35S, you think?
No, it's an FP.
Oh, you're right, Bill. That is an FP.
Probably a steel case.
It's an FP 35 is what it is.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's got the big bump for the bypass on it.
Yeah.
Probably got a steel liner and piston in it.
Yeah, and it's locked up. I mean, it's super tight. But anyway, Sam wanted one of Watt's planes, so that's the one we got. But it's heavy. I'm gonna have to weigh it and see. It does have some pretty trick gear on it, though. Look at those landing gear.
Oh, that's interesting.
How about that?
Look how the axles come out and then they're bent back in.
Pretty slick.
And have like a torsion bar in there.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that's interesting.
Pretty
Yeah,
slick.
I think that design's by Bob Hunt, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a little skid bar there so you don't break the tiger needle valve
Oh, I
off.
like that. Yeah, that's really nice.
Well, and I'll tell you this, and we've had quite a few Watts airplanes in Sam's possession over the years and passed them on to other people. And even though this thing is just castered up, every one we've ever had, once we clean them up and get them running, they run fine. They run great.
Oh, I meant to ask, John, the Stalker 60, the Stalker 76, what percent oil? No, it's all caster, but what percent oil?
I mean, 17 to 18%. Not all caster. You want
all synthetic.
Yeah. All synthetic. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got 18%, but
you can use well, 18's fine. You can use Red Max is close to you, right?
Yeah, that's what I use.
Yeah, just use Red Max as FAI with synthetic.
When I got it, I think I had him put some caster in it, so I'm going to use that in my. I've got a 46 that I run. If you take a 46 stock and put 0 nitro in it, it'll run fine.
Yep.
Okay, it won't make the power it will with 10%, but it'll run fine. And if you get used to it, I mean, talk about easy to start and easy to run. It runs the same every time. It's like an electric. If it gets hot, okay, put a little bit of 5% in it. Runs fine.
Yep.
But anyway, I bought 4 gallons of 0%, and I bought it for the Stalker. But I ordered it, and I got half synthetic and half caster. So now that's for my OS, and I'm going to buy some. I'm going to go down and I just ordered from my nephew a 5-gallon container of oil and a gallon of synthetic oil. I'm going to make my own, 18%.
Yeah.
But Mike's right. It is easier to do it in metric under metric systems. Just makes it a lot easier to do.
Yeah.
3 pounds, 4 ounces.
Holy.
48. What is that? 52 ounces?
52 ounces.
That's a
For a
slug.
prowler.
3 pounds, 4 ounces.
Hey, I tell you what, Watt could fly that thing up.
And
then in the end, it flew great.
Whatever, man. It's cool. We'll keep this one, and we won't get rid of it or pass it on. Sam wanted one of Watt's planes, and we'll have it. And if it's not worthy of the pattern, we'll keep it as a sport flyer and just to bang around and keep in Watt's memory. We'll keep his AMA number on there and just add Sam's to it. We're happy to have it for sure.
Yeah,
very nice.
Watt's a neat guy, and he's been very instrumental in getting a bunch of kids going ever since I've known him. And that's, oh God, I was still with at least 40 years. At least 40 years. And he's been a great guy the whole time. And he loves everybody. Great guy.
Yeah, I was going to show you guys. This is that SV11 with polyspan.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
And I use Sig Stixit to go around the edges. But, you can pull out, you can do compound curves with it.
Yeah.
And get out, all the wrinkles and stuff like that. And it's just easy to do. And it's like you can reheat it and remove and just pull on it. It's like doing Monaco, basically.
What is that? What is that airplane again?
This is SV11. That's the ARF. And I did it in that because it has so many damn lightning holes in it. I'll be poking holes if I did silk span or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just 2 pieces. I did the back half and the front half. This one I got the back half I got all stretched out and done. And this
looks good.
I did this like 10 minutes before I got on here tonight to knock out the other. So I just have the one seam here.
Yeah.
And I'll take care of that and then be done with
It's
it.
good,
But
good to see you building a control line airplane again.
yeah, I got a bunch of them. It's warming up. My basement's warmed up now some, and so I'm doping. Hopefully tomorrow if it gets nice. But it's supposed to rain. I wanted to get out in the garage and do some stuff up there, but
Yeah, I'm
Steve,
hoping to do that this week too.
Steve, you figured out my big secret of using that particular type of covering. Using that sticks it. It works so sweet, doesn't it?
I mean, it's so easy. I mean, I put a piece down the bottom, stretched it in, trimmed it off, went around just the very outside edges, and really super thin coat, and that stuff will stick on, and you can stretch out all the wrinkles, like that nose there. That's all compound curves. It goes around it, and you can stretch that in like nothing. And then the other secret is, because people like polyspan because you get the fuzzies. But if you sand through and you get a fuzzy, get you a piece of Jap tissue, tear it bigger than the fuzzies, stick it on, and then blend that in, and that all your fuzzies go away. And it's real simple. It's real simple to get, because otherwise you got to keep adding dope and sanding, adding dope. And I just keep making the fuzzies bigger when I do it that way. So,
No, I use 1,000 grit sandpaper.
What's that?
Use 1,000 grit sandpaper. That'll
knock it out. But hell, I just do it with. My brother came up with that about using the Jap tissue because another airplane I did, and it's ready for paint, but I had so many spots on that. I'm like, I'm going to rip all this stuff off. He goes, before you do that, get some Jap tissue and dope it on place and see what that does. Hell, it covers them little fuzzies up and it blends right in, and you can't even tell. So, but yeah, I mean, I like it that way, and this stuff is tougher than hell. So.
Now, do you put that on with heat also? I've never used it.
Yeah, you paint it on. I couldn't believe my other can was gone. I went and bought a can, $20 for a can of 8-ounce can of Sticks It now. I'm like, damn. But it's like dope, and you just go around the outside edges of it, and then lay it on there and take a monocoat iron and iron it in place, stretch it. Take out all the wrinkles, and then this has one coat of dope on it already. This here is this isn't stuck down yet, but it's just stuck up in front, pulled it around. I got a little bit of a wrinkle there I got to pull out, but it's just simple to do.
What motor are you putting in it, Steve?
Rojet 76.
Holy
wow, nice.
I've got an old Aldrich Jet 60. I'm hunting something to put in just because I want to hear it run. But
well, you guys who knew John DeTavio, he gave me 2 Rojet 70.
Wow.
And told me, I had to use it. So
yeah,
I put it's in. I have one I have that one in a SB11. But it cracked and broke, and it's so damn heavy that I was just going to give it away and let somebody use it for a test bed. But I'll put that Rojet in this one, and that's what I got the carbon.
Nice, very nice.
That's
nice muffler.
And I'll go on the Rojet and come out that way. I just don't like them header mufflers. They're too restrictive, and
Mike, you want to say something, Mike?
Mike, go for it.
Yeah, I just wanted to add. Will Davis is texting me here. He's watching the show on YouTube. He said that Prowler flew at the 1990 Nats. So
Wow.
31 years ago, that Prowler flew at the 1990 Nats. He said it was originally built and painted by Charles Lineberger or Lineberger.
Oh, Lineberger, yeah. We always called him Lineberger, but I don't know.
So Charles Lineberger built that airplane. It was originally painted and probably silk and dope, and then Watt got it and monocoated the airplane. So that's probably the weight penalty there. It's not.
Can you imagine how heavy it was before he monocoated it?
Well,
he monocoated it, I think.
Now, can you imagine how heavy it had to be before it was monocoated?
I don't know. I've never owned a Prowler.
Probably knocked off 12 ounces off it by.
I bet it still got to finish under the monocoat.
Well, that's what I was going to say, Phil, but I didn't want to throw Watt under the bus, man. You're assuming that it was taken down to bare balsa again, and I'm sure it was probably just monocoated over. I don't know. Who knows?
Watt's the kind of fella he would spend all day working on something that he was going to give to you or let you have. But if it's for himself, let's just get it flying to go fly. You saw Miss Olivia, the big white plane. He was hanging beside the refrigerator.
He offered it to Sam Friday when we got there. He's like, Sam, you want that one? And I was like, yeah, I couldn't take that one because it's named after his daughter, right?
Granddaughter, yeah.
Granddaughter, yeah.
She was there. She was there near the end of the day, but when we sang "Happy Birthday" and all, little girl, but she's absolutely beautiful. She's as sweet as she is beautiful, but and smart. That's the scary part. She's smart. But anyway, he's always he's built some beautiful airplanes, and he'll build one like the Legacy 40. The thing was gorgeous. And he'd just give it away. Yeah. Some kid will want one, crash his airplane. He says, see that over there, red, white, and blue one? Go take it off the lines. I want the lines. Take it home with you. And the kid sitting there, you got to be kidding. No, take it home with you. And he took it home with him. That's just what he is. He's very giving. He's he's a real gentleman.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Yeah, let me catch up on the chat box real quick. Brent Williams says, ¿Cómo está, amigos?
Bueno. You usted?
Bueno. You too?
I got some more candy from courtesy of Will Davis.
Oh, wow.
There was like a mini swap meet going on there, too, because Will Davis had a big table. Don Jenkins had a big table. There was another table. I don't know who owned that one, but there was a lot of kits and engines. And here's nothing fancy, just a couple of LA 40s RC motors, but $20 for the pair. Thank you, Will Davis. $20 for the pair.
Very nice.
We might use them on RC planes, or we run these in speed limit combat. So we'll strip them down and get them set up to run on a bladder. $10 a pop, man. Can't beat that.
No, not at all.
That. And then it's always fun when you come home from a weekend and you got a package from RTL Fasteners. That's always
nice.
Great, right? You get the little brown bag from RTL. I re-upped on all the socket head cap screws for the LA 46s and the LA 25s for the back plates and the head bolts to swap all those screws out, get those JIS Phillips screws out of there. So that was a nice little surprise in the mail. And then the other thing I got that came in the mail while I was gone, I got a nice big package from Okie Air from Russell.
All right. It showed up. This is what you got for free? I mean, from the contest?
Yeah. So well, I got one free and then the other one I got to pay for, but two complete carbon fiber control systems with the flap horns and the elevator horns.
Oh, I'm so glad that came
Pointer,
through.
I should say. Yeah, Russell came through and got my package from Oki Air, ball link, carbon fiber, control systems, and these are for the two Tom Dixon Vector 40 profile kits that we have, the quick build Tom Dixon kits.
Fantastic.
What's that red, white, and blue one behind you? Looks like the Jameson that was on in there.
I think it is, Phil. We got
Yeah,
this.
that's it.
Yeah, that's a Jameson.
That's the Jameson.
So this was in the raffle at the Baton Rouge contest when we were down there last fall. I don't even think Sam won it. I think somebody won it and just gave it to him. So we brought it home. It didn't have gear on it, so I put my old SV11 gear on the bottom, stuck a tank in it, and then I just put in an LA40 that we got from Dick, Steve, from Dick Imoff. An LA40 that was on one of the planes that Sam crashed. So
How did that balance? Samantha was given a Jameson, and the damn thing doesn't. It's nose heavy.
it is nose heavy. I can tell you right now, and I'm not going to put a muffler on it, so we'll slap some tail weight on it. But I mean, it's just something to bang around with, and
Good. Keep Sam out of old time. We got enough headaches.
No, he's not going to fly old time with this. This is probably going to come to the Nats, and we'll let Liam tear it up,
Yeah.
just for funsies. But, it was a free plane and an unused motor. It's just something.
Hey, Mark. So are you been out dancing here over the weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was telling the guys earlier, it's coming along well, man. I appreciate the message you sent. It's I'm back. I'm off the walker and I'm up and running around.
You out of here, John?
Yeah, I gotta go to bed. I'm tired.
Hold on,
All right.
John.
What's the matter?
John,
Yeah.
What's going on?
John.
See y'all.
Wait, John, don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. I got one more thing, and you might be able to help with this.
All right.
Along with everybody else who's here. Another little grab bag goodie that I got from Marshall Busby's son-in-law, and I need an opinion on who made this or what this is. It's all very neatly packaged. It's a bell crank.
It's a
Right.
Brett Buck bell crank.
It's a sandwiched bell crank with balsa, right?
Yeah. Well, it's a Brett Buck style.
It's a Brett Buck bell crank. I've got two of them downstairs.
Okay, and it came with this little package of hardware as well.
I think Tom Morris made them for a while, didn't he?
Well, that's the question. Is this one of Brett's, or is this a Brett Buck style?
That's probably Brett Buck style, because I come think of it, I got my two from Tom Morris. So that's probably where that came from.
Yeah.
Okay, what did it have? JB weld on the center hole for the brass tube, just like that?
It's been so long, I can't remember, Mike.
JB epoxy.
I've only seen one, but it seems to me that it did have the JB weld on there.
It seemed like it did.
Okay, I mean it's well made, obviously.
Is the balsa that's in the center? Is the grain running from top to bottom or lengthwise?
It's running lengthwise.
That's not a Brett Buck then.
It's not a Brett Buck. Okay.
No, it's a Brett Buck style, but Brett Buck always uses his with the grain running from the top to the bottom, so it's in compression. They've had them fail that are done like this.
Okay. Can you see the grain on that, John?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's running longwise, not top to bottom.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And the other thing I noticed too, it's pretty flexible. I mean, I don't know if it matters that way.
It doesn't matter that much.
It doesn't matter that way.
That's not where it's going to flex.
Okay. Okay. Well, again, this is Marshall's son had this in a bag of stuff, and when I saw it, I immediately thought, after reading the threads on the Brett Buck bell crank and the Tom Morris one, and I read about the failures. There was a bunch that were failures that Tom had made. Knowing how much stuff Marshall bought from Tom Morris, this is probably a Tom Morris version of a Brett Buck bell crank. Is that a safe assumption?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It'd probably be okay in like a 40 size airplane or whatever. I just wouldn't put it in something really heavy.
Okay.
Right.
You know?
All right. Especially because it's got the grain going the wrong way.
Right.
Okay. So not a high dollar unobtainium thing that he could get a lot of money for.
No.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it's not mine. I don't want it. I just brought it from Tony's house so I could show it to you guys and try to tell him exactly what it is. Because the stuff that I haven't been buying from him, he's been selling on eBay, and I want to give him,
he'll get a few bucks for it.
Accurate descriptions of what they are. So it's a Tom Morris style Brett Buck. But if it's one of the ones that have been failing, probably not good to sell it, right? Or use it.
No, I wouldn't. I'm not using two that I have.
I wouldn't. Be honest with you, it'd be something. I mean, like Steve said, you put it on a 40 or something like that, a sport plane. But I wouldn't put it on a plane you want to compete with.
So definitely not on a PA 61 pipe ship.
No, no, definitely not.
Yeah, you get something that weighs 60 ounces. And
if I can interrupt, I have a comment from Brett Williams. He's saying that Chris Rudd lost his plane to that improper Morris clone of a Brett Buck style bell crank.
Yeah.
I think that's what started the discussion on Stunt Hangar that I read. And then there was a lot of back and forth about how they're supposed to be built and that somebody else made them and they weren't built properly. And that's why they failed.
Brett actually felt quite, it wasn't his, it was being claimed that it was a Brett Buck bell crank that failed. And he said, no, it wasn't, Well, you were in on the thing. So, he was quite upset about it.
yeah, basically the balsa wood splits. I mean, when it's running, when it's run long ways like that, it just splits along the grain.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
All right. Well, thanks for answering my question, guys. Now I know what I got and I can tell Tony. He's just tell me.
All right, Don, thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it.
Yep. Take it easy,
everybody. We'll see you Friday.
Have pleasant dreams.
Sweet
See you
dreams.
Friday.
Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Yes.
Hey guys, I'm out of here too. Good night.
All right. Hey, good night. And Gary's going to come back in. So me let Gary in.
That address in the I put that address in the message box, Treon.
Okay, in our chat box. Yeah, I see it there. Just there it is. And you guys on the chat box.
We can fly some Prowler Combat when we get together.
Oh, brother.
Hey guys, I'm not getting off. I gotta go out and mess with this golf cart that I've been working on a minute, and then I'll
All right.
Bring some
Let me
bad jokes back with you.
Let me catch up on the chat box, you guys. We have a comment from Timothy DeBoard. He says, what brand of synthetic oil do you use? And I use Klotz. I get the Super Template. Technoplate. Thank you, Mike. And it's all synthetic. You have to be careful with Klotz. They have a half and half caster and synthetic mix, but this is all synthetic mix that I use for my engines. And
actually, Charles, the other one you're talking about is 80-20.
80-20, okay.
80 cents, 20 caster. I
never bought it, so because
bottles I can show.
I never bought it because I always use I use Sig caster, But he's asking what synthetic oil do we use, and I use Klotz. And Gerald Wimmer, he says, hello, Charles, and all those on Stunthangar, and special thanks to Mike for the tip on the RTL fasteners. And Carl, I don't know if you're familiar with RTL, Carl, but it's a good place to buy nuts and bolts. Instead of paying a couple of bucks for some Dubro bolts, you can get, 25 or 50 or whatever for like maybe $3 or $4. It's a much better value to go with
What's the
RTL.
name of it again?
RTL.
RCA.
Oh, RTL. Robert, Tom, and Lima. Just Google them.
RTL fasteners.
Yeah, and they sometimes if you can find a coupon code in the internet, you might even save some money, because if you're a club, they give you a discount if you're a member of certain clubs. I think Mike might know more about that.
Are those is that the same company he got those screws for his OS 46s?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they carry a large selection of metric stuff, man. So the head screws for the 25s and the 46s are the same. The back plate screws are different. They're M3s on a 46 and a 40, but they're M2.5s on a 25.
So what's the head bolts for a 46? What size are they?
M3.
Oh, it's M3 all the way around?
Yeah, they're M3, I think, by 12.
Okay.
And then the back plate screws are M3 by 8 on a 40 or 46. So
Okay.
8 to 12s, but they're M3s. The head screws on a 25 are M3, I think, by 8, but then the back plate screws are a 2.5.
And these are socket heads?
Socket head cap screws, yeah.
So why are they better? Is it because they grip better on the threads? Easier able to tighten them?
No, the thing is, all the OS engines come with, everyone says a Phillips head screw, but it's not Phillips. It's a JIS. It's a Japanese
Phillips.
Japanese Phillips. So if you try to use your Lowe's or Home Depot or Craftsman, you strip them out. You just strip them out.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And I find not so much back plate screws, but head bolts, because it's only a 4-bolt head on those OSs. They do loosen up. You got to check them.
Yeah.
And it's just easier to get an Allen wrench on them than it is, unless you got a JIS screwdriver. You want to in that set. But if you're whacking on them with Phillips head screwdrivers all the time, you just strip them out.
I see. Okay.
So every OS I get, I swap the bolts out. I just swap.
Oh, okay.
You're just better off in the long run if you do that.
All right. And what was the name of it? And what was the name of the company?
I get the prices.
RTL fasteners.
RTL. Okay.
Fasteners. Yeah.
Fasteners. Okay.
RTL and they do hobby packs and stuff. Like you can get an assortment of all popular stuff for super cheap, and they're always doing, save 25% or spend $50, get this for free or whatever. When you buy 440 bolts from Dubro or Great Plains at the hobby shop, you're paying like, $3.99, $4.99 for 4 bolts. You can get 50 1-inch 440s for $4 from RTL. Flat washers too. You get 50 flat washers for like $3. The only time it becomes an issue, especially like bell crank bolts, 440s or 632s, is when you go over 2 inches, they get expensive.
Yeah.
Up to 2 inches, they're really, really reasonable. But you get up to 2 3/4 and 3-inch long bolts, then they end up being like $1 a piece. They get pricey there. But for engine mounting bolts, 1 inch or 1 1/4 or 1 1/2, you get 50 of them for $5 or $6.
Oh wow, that is cheap. Okay, well, thank you.
And Mike, you're going to show the synthetic oil for
Yeah,
Timothy's board.
that's the original Technoplate. That's all caster right there. That's the Klotz original Technoplate.
That says synthetic.
I'm sorry. I meant to say all synthetic. I'm sorry. That's the original Technoplate, which is all synthetic.
Okay,
Now,
that's what I get, Timothy.
okay. If you buy the other one, and I thought I had a jug, I don't have it, but the one that's called Super Technoplate, okay, original is all synthetic. Super Technoplate is a mix of 80% synthetic with 20% caster added. So if it says, instead of original, it says Super Technoplate, that's 80-20. This is 100% synthetic.
And sometimes when I buy it, Timothy, I buy it when it's on sale and it has like free shipping, or I even got an extra quart of castor oil one time for the same price I would have paid for the gallon of synthetic.
Yeah, this is still like 48 bucks, 44 bucks or something.
Yeah.
I think on eBay with free shipping. But I mean, if you're mixing your own, it's still way cheaper than buying glow fuel from anybody.
Yeah. And Timothy says, thanks, guys. And you're most welcome, Timothy. And we have 11 likes, and we've had like, I think as high as 20, 23 viewers. So please, if you haven't hit the like button, please hit the likes. I'm going to keep saying this, but I was looking back at our previous views, and we had a show like last month. It had like 1,200 views, and it still had the original 21 likes that we did probably during the live show. So I thought the people who watched the replays would hit like buttons. So let's please at least do what we can. We can't control the replays, but if you are watching this as a replay, please hit the thumbs up button and comment and share and like. And don't forget the super chat. We haven't had any donations this month. Well, excuse me, we had one earlier by Al Ferrero. Thank you, Al. So please consider donating. It really does help, and we appreciate it.
Peter, what's the latest on the cockpit?
Where's Peter?
Oh,
there's Peter. All righty. What you got there?
Jeez.
What's that called? Is that called the quadrant? What is that called?
Yep. Yeah.
What side of the cockpit are you going to put it on?
Well,
Probably, geez, if I can hold it up like that. That's probably going on the right-hand side. Nope.
That's nope. It's the wrong side, according to Mark. He's a real pilot.
This is a fantasy cockpit. It's nothing real.
That's good. That's good work, though, Peter. I saw you on Facebook too. It really looks like it's.
Looks good.
And what did you make that out of? You carved it out of something, or?
Now, okay, the base here is balsa wood.
Okay.
The handle, the yellow handle, also is carved out of balsa wood with a little bit of 1/64 inch ply for the vertical part. The other piece, the red piece, is actually came out of a computer hard drive. It's plastic.
All right.
And it looked like a locking type handle. So I figured, oh, this will work just fine. And that piece had a hole. That piece had a hole in it. So I took it. So I figured I might as well put a push rod or something into that hole. I took a clip, cut it off, and placed it in the hole. And now I have a little push rod that comes out of the handle, and it just adds a little bit of extra detail.
I can see, yeah.
Like that.
Steady hand.
So that'll go in, and it's basically painted balsa wood. It's difficult to get a proper light on it. It's just the rest of it is all balsa. And then I have then I have the others for the other side. I've got this little arrangement. Whoops, I've not glued that in yet.
Sure. Yeah.
But it's the same deal. Toothpicks, a little bit of 1/64 inch ply for that pair of handles for whatever imaginary purpose we have there. And then I have another one of these little weird things that I painted yellow. And I'll kind of like sit in there like that.
Wow.
Very nice, man. That's very, very good. Wow, that's
such a steady hand for.
That's amazing. Very good.
And it's therapy type work. It's
very, very good. Welcome, Tom. Thanks for coming in.
Spring chicken anymore, so the hands are not exactly the steadiest as they used to be. So it's a bit of a challenge to work on stuff that's this small of a detail, especially when I'm trying to get, thin CA to get into some of these spaces without, a drop of CA is huge when you're considering stuff.
It's like your
yes, that is huge. Yeah.
I keep that from getting all over the place and not actually gluing these little tiny pieces to your finger, which I've done a couple of times so far already.
Now, Peter, have you ever used those pipettes, the transfer pipettes, to use the CA? Have you tried those yet?
No, I haven't. Basically, what I have is I have a very, very.
Oh yeah, you need to get. I'd highly recommend them on eBay. They have all different size transfer pipettes. I mean, you can get it as small as 0.01 milliliters of, as far as size. So you really could drop a really teeny drop, and it'd be just perfect. You can buy different size transfer pipettes. That's what I would highly recommend. But I want to make an announcement. Timothy DeBoard, he actually upgraded his membership. So now they start off at $4.99 a month, and but we have like 3 tiers. And Timothy DeBoard, he upgraded his whatever he was at to a higher level. It doesn't tell me on the chat box, but except that he upgraded it. So thank you very much, Timothy. I know that Sparky appreciates it, and I appreciate it. And Lynn Burrell is coming back in here, and so thank you very much again, Timothy. And anybody who can donate, please donate. At Sparky really has a heart for this hobby. He's donated a lot of time and energy, and you don't have to go out there and write code for all the hours that he did to develop Stunt Hangar and all the things that Sparky's done, and having this this platform that we're doing right here. That's all Sparky. So please help donate. Greatly appreciated. So Lynn Burrell, thanks for coming in again. I know you came in earlier, and maybe you got disconnected or something, but I'm glad you came back. Thank you, Lynn.
Yeah, I got disconnected, and then Naomi came home from work, so then I got busy, and you know how it goes.
I understand, but I was going to say welcome, Lynn, and he was gone, so I wanted to.
No, it's okay. That's all right.
And,
no, I could only stay for a few minutes, and then she got home from work, and we were making stuff and dinner and stuff like that, so it got busy.
No problem at all. I just, Phil, you trying to say something? Phil, your mic is muted.
Yeah, I was going to ask him, how's the Spitfire coming?
Spitfire's doing okay. I got 3 coats of clear on it now. The silk span's all done. And I've got the silk span done on almost all the airplanes now except one. So I've got.
How do you do that? Because I know that you are in the Anoka Frozen North. So how do you do that?
Well, what I do is in my shop, I have a fan in the window. Yeah, I have a fan in the window, and all I do is I blow all the smell right out the window in my shop.
Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with
Well,
that.
most of it anyway. I mean, it doesn't smell too
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, I
It's
just
a lot better than if there wasn't a fan, I'll tell you that.
yeah, I guarantee you.
I mean, you can't
I don't
eliminate
have
it
windows in
completely.
my basement, so the only windows I have in my basement are either in the door or in the two garage doors. But
Okay.
man, it's been beautiful. It was beautiful here today, but it's 56 degrees. It's supposed to be 70 later in the week. So there is hope. There is hope at least that later in
sure.
the week I'll get the what am I building? Humbug painted. Get the final
Okay.
coat on it.
All right.
So we'll
That's
see.
good.
We'll see.
Yeah, you can only do what you can do, I mean, it takes a long
Yeah.
time to get all the coats on and let it sit and let the paint flash off, and then you go again and sanding, and it all takes time, I know.
Yeah, I wondered, why can't everybody says you got to be 70 degrees to paint? Well, I thought
Ah, baloney.
stoplight.
That's nonsense.
I painted stoplight at the traffic.
If you watch some of the old,
when they were a lot colder than that, so I went
Yeah,
ahead and sprayed
if
it at 50, and it took
Not a
forever
problem.
to dry, but it worked.
but you brought it
It
in
takes
after
forever
you
to dry.
sprayed it, didn't you? Did you bring it in after you sprayed it? Okay.
Oh yeah, and
So-
it didn't even think about drying until it came inside and got warm.
Okay. So if
But
you
it
look at some of the old Windy videos, he used to spray outside in the middle of winter. Spray the
He
dope
did,
right
but,
outside in the middle of winter.
Wendy also had a basement that was full of water. I mean, he had what do you call those things? Pallets on the floor because his basement would get wet. The floor would get wet.
Well,
And
not
he
not
managed-
not in his second house, not in the house he's in
No,
now.
not
Maybe
the-
in the
not
old
the
in the
second,
old one he
but-
did, yeah.
But
In the
in
old
first
one he did,
he-
yeah.
In the old one,
Yeah.
he had wet floors, and he still managed to build straight airplanes.
Most
So
definitely.
it can be done. But
You can
it
do
takes
it.
a little work.
But
Yeah.
in his second house, I mean, the secret is you paint it outside, you bring it right inside, and hang it by the heating vent. That's the secret.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if you can do that, the stuff will dry because all his dried for years.
Yeah. I tell you what, if you want to see some weird stuff, look at his. I watch Wendy's videos on motorcycles,
Right.
and he's doing as wild stuff on motorcycles as he ever did on model airplanes. He is
Most
amazing.
he's a wild guy. I mean, I went and visited him in 2016. He is a wild man. Honest to God,
Yeah.
he is a wild. I only spent one entire day with that man, and he is a wild man. He really is.
Well,
Hey,
we-
Mike,
I never.
When
I
you
never
bring
met a. Go ahead.
I'm
When you
sorry.
bring in,
Mike,
when you brought
I'm
in
sorry,
his
guys.
airplane
Carl,
after
hang
he
on, Carl. Hang on,
Oh,
Carl. I'm
sorry.
sorry. I'm so sorry. Mike had asked a while ago to speak, and I was going
I'm
to the
sorry.
chat box, and I totally forgot. So, Mike, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
No, it's no big deal. I put the link for RTL fasteners in the chat box for anyone that was asking about where to buy socket head cap screws in bulk cheap. Just look in the message box in the chat box. The link is right there. You can click on it. It'll take you right to the site, and you can get 440s and washers and lock nuts cheap.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you for
that.
doing that. Thank you for doing that. And I'm sorry, Lynn, to cut you off. Go ahead, Lynn, and then next,
No, it's okay.
Carl. And after Lynn, go ahead, Carl, after Lynn.
No, I was just going to say that when I spent the one day I spent with Wendy at his place, I never met a man in my life with more passion for things than that guy. Ever. I've never seen
he's
anybody
fun,
who
man.
could get so passionate about whatever it is he's doing. He just gets so wrapped up in it that it means everything to him. Whether it's
Wow.
on the short term, the long term, or anything else. And that is why I think he was so good at so many things. Model aircraft, motorcycles, train setups,
Trains.
layouts, all that kind of stuff. Because he gets so passionate about it and focused that he can just zero right in on it. And make
He's got
it sort of
tropical
like,
fish.
yeah. Oh,
He's
and
got
that too,
tropical
like
fish.
the pond in the back, all of that stuff.
Yes.
He gets so passionate about what he's working on that it becomes his everything until the next project.
He's something else. He really is.
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
And
He's something
and
else.
I tell you, he's still like that. You just look at the work
Yeah.
he does on these bikes. They're just
Yeah.
absolutely gorgeous. I saw the bikes in his garage. They are absolutely as beautiful as his concourse winning airplanes. They're
I don't know how the heck
absolutely
he can afford so many
spectacular.
motorcycles. He's
Well,
got
they're all
bunch.
a lot. Yeah, I mean, he only has 2 that he bought new. All the other ones were used ones.
Yeah, but look at what some of those used ones are worth now.
Yeah, I guess so. But he put a lot of work into some of those too. So
Oh, he did. He did.
most
I have an
definitely.
old 73 900 that I love, but wow, it's hard to find parts for my stuff. See, I fell in love with the Japanese motorcycles. Don't do that. American, you can get parts for. English, you can get parts for. German, you can get parts for.
Yes.
Japanese, no. After 10 years, they destroy
Okay.
the parts.
Oh, okay. But yeah, that's what I took. That was my take on Windy anyway.
Very
Oh,
good take.
he's
I
a
appreciate it.
great guy.
Yeah.
Well,
All
I
right,
think
Carl.
I'm going to have to get out
Well,
of here, guys.
I just have a question about the gentleman you were talking about. That you said that he would paint his airplane in the winter, and then bring it
Right.
inside and heat it and hang it up above a heating vent to dry it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a fire hazard, or is that nothing to consider?
No, just
Well,
hot
no,
air.
the heating vent is
Open
blowing
fire.
air. It's not sucking air.
It's not a heat
So is it
vent.
like a floor furnace or a vent from the floor or a vent coming from the
No,
ceiling?
from the ceiling. From the ceiling.
Okay.
From the
Yeah.
ceiling.
Okay.
Blowing air out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just warm
Hot
air.
air, forced air.
Forced
Yeah,
air.
alright.
Yeah, that's right.
When I first started talking to Al Raby about molding fuselages for the Bearcat, because I fell in love with this thing long time ago. He kept telling me to put stuff in the furnace. He said when you wrap it up, and he told me how to mold it just like what Trey and all's been doing. Wrap it up, and then put it in the furnace closet. What the heck is a furnace closet? So
That's where the furnace is.
yeah, well, I know that now, but see, he lives where there's no basements. I have a basement. I don't want a
Mhm,
furnace
yep.
closet. But anyway,
Yeah, there's no
that's,
basement here. The AC's in the attic.
all you got to do when you mold is take it and put it outside in the sun, and it'll dry in a day. Forget all this 3 days in the furnace closet nonsense. Put it out in the sun, and it's dry in a day.
Just keep in mind. I'm sorry, just remember one thing. I just don't want anybody to get mixed up here. Never put dope. If you're doing a dope or paint finish, never put it in the sun. If it's glue, fine, go ahead, but not paint. Don't put paint in the sun ever to dry. You will screw your finish up completely.
Yeah, it'll blush.
Sorry, go ahead.
It'll do all sorts of nice things if you do it like he says. Don't put it in the sun, but just to dry something that's just wet with water, just put it out in the sun. It'll dry by itself.
Yeah,
it's not hard. Everybody, I did it myself. Everybody always makes like this stuff is black magic and it's hard and you got to do it in just this whatever. Ain't no black magic to it. It's just go do it. Once you do it one time, you'll never want to carve another block. Because I can make the block out of foam that cost me $1 instead of wasting a block that's $30. Oh, and for all of us that have complained about the balsa wood being so expensive, my daughter and I built a project over the weekend that we used 2x4s to build. When I built my house 30 years ago, a 2x4 was 88 cents for a good straight 2x4. 2x4 now at Lowe's in Columbia, South Carolina, $6, $5.90 something cents for one 8-foot 2x4, and it looked like a dog's leg. I said, "You got to be kidding, man! Where's the?" And they got mad. They got mad at her when she wanted to hand select the wood. She said, "I'm building furniture with this. I don't want something look like that." It's crazy.
I've been seeing that a lot posted that lumber at Home Depot and Lowe's has gone up about 40%.
Through the roof.
I'll tell you what, in the last 30 years, it's gone up about 600%.
Well, no, but you're right. That same 8-foot 2x4 2 or 3 years ago that you paid $6 for would have cost you about $3.25.
Yeah,
$3.50.
30 years ago, they were 88 cents, and I said, I built the most house I could afford. No way! I keep getting these things in the mail. We want to buy your house. We have a customer. We have a client that wants to buy your house, and I couldn't figure out why the heck would people come through here and offer to buy all these houses in my neighborhood. It's a nice
Cheaper to
neighborhood.
buy
but
one
let's get
built
rid-
than to build one.
It is. It is. Find something close to what you want, and buy one that's already built, and go in and repaint and renovate, put the floor in, put new carpet or flooring or whatever down, than to build one, because you can't afford to build one this size now. It's insane. I
Yeah.
couldn't believe it's that expensive.
The
You know,
prices
you're
have went
talking
up.
about that wood at Home Depot and Lowe's. It's not only is it crooked, but it's also wet. It's not dry up completely either.
No, it's wet. You're right.
Well,
It felt very
if you're
moist.
buying PT, it's wet. Usually, the other stuff, you know, for framing is usually kiln dried. It's already
Yeah,
good
it's
to
dry.
go.
Well, this
It's
stuff was
it's
just
dry,
wood.
you know.
This
And
stuff
I don't
was
know
a-
what
this-
they're giving
this
you
was a
trouble
cheap
about
stuff.
hand select for. I go in there with my cart and
Yeah.
I stand there and I take a board off at a time and I look at it
Yeah.
and put it on my cart. I mean,
Yeah,
I buy
same here.
2x4s all the time, and
Yeah.
nobody comes up to me and says no hand select. I'll be like, okay, I'm walking out.
Yeah,
Bye.
see ya.
I do.
Not only do
Yeah,
I
we
look
do
for
the same thing here.
not only do I look for a straight piece, whether it's a 6-foot or 8-foot, but I also make sure see where the knots are, and how many knots the
Where the
board
knots
has,
are,
because
and
you're
that
getting
there's
a
no
lot of
tear out.
knotted wood now too, as well.
Yeah, she got a piece that had some tear out in it. I said, I can't believe you bought that. She said, they won't let you hand select. I said, well, I know one thing. He didn't try to put his hands on her because he'd have been on the floor bloody.
I'm going to interject
it
here
was.
with just a funny thought for a second, but I'm watching Charles eat this popcorn right here. Have you all ever seen on Facebook, you know, and people get into arguments about stuff? There's the meme of the guy eating popcorn because he just wants to sit there and eat popcorn and watch the argument. I
Right.
wish I could get a screen grab of Charles eating popcorn, and I could so when there's a big argument on Facebook, I could just put Charles up there eating popcorn. I'm just gonna sit back and watch the fight. Y'all know what
That's
I'm talking
awesome.
about?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that when you and Steve are going at it.
Ah.
Oh, Lord. Well,
That's
guys, I'm going
funny.
to catch you
I
Friday.
got
gotta have some
caught.
sleep. Y'all have a good one.
Hey, good night. You leaving, huh? All right. What's almost after it's 9:10 out here in California? Wow, amazing. Well,
Early.
we need to transition to the after party. We've had a very good show. I really enjoyed the guests and company. I just totally blown away by Howard Rush's workshop. If you are coming in late, watch the replay. Boy, what a workshop Howard has. The guy is just
I'll have
it's,
to check that out
amazing.
tomorrow.
It's very nice.
I
Very
do
good.
have a question for Howard about his helicopter pad that he had to have decommissioned. Is it big enough to fly like half A models on 35 or 40-foot lines? Is it that big of a helicopter pad where you got a nice half A circle back there, maybe?
No, I don't think so. Maybe an 010 or something.
010. Okay. All right.
Yeah, but
We'll send Banjock out there.
He has a grass circle. He has a grass circle in his backyard.
Yeah, he has that grass circle in his backyard.
I know,
Anyways,
but the helipad is a big asphalt circle. I thought that's perfect for some small stuff.
yeah, so watch the replay if you guys came in late. Pretty neat. Anyways, we've
to
had
check it out.
I think we had 23 viewers. We have 17 likes now. And again, if you're watching the replay, I host this Stunt Hangar video hangouts every Monday and Friday evenings, 6:45. That's when I start the monologue. I might not post a link till after that, but I start the monologue at around 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I make a note of that so you can come in and watch the live show so you can participate, ask questions, and our illustrious panel will answer your questions. And again, be patient because sometimes the conversation gets so good I can't get a word in, and so be patient. But we had some Montana farmer I haven't seen you in a while. Thanks for coming back, and Brent Williams, thanks for coming in. Timothy DeBoard, thanks for upgrading your YouTube membership. And they start at $4.99 a month, and we do have 3 tiers, so you can help out more if you'd like, and we really appreciate it. So we're going to be back again Friday night, 6:45, same bat time, same bat channel. So go out there and have some fun, and come back and tell us all about it. And by the way, we're just going to go into the after party, and sometimes the after party is better than the live stream show. So you want to be a member of Stunt Hangar so you can come into the program through the link that's posted there at Stunt Hangar. So with that being said, I'm going to bid you all good night, and be safe, and go out there, have some fun, and we'll talk